that down, coming down.
We are live.
I hope no one heard that.
We are. I don't think so. We are live. Everything is up now. Our first podcast, all of that. And yeah, I guess we should start discussing what this is.
Wait,
Who'll
we're
go
live
first?
now?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
live right
we
now.
are.
Oh.
Okay.
Right now.
Who will start with what this is?
Well, I'm going to describe it briefly as it's a roadmap in the corner of your screen. There's quite a lot of content on there to discuss. You know, some of it not on, obviously. Well, actually, no, some of it is on there, but we're going to go into detail about that a little bit more. Thank you, Sorbis. But you know, a lot of things coming tomorrow. Obviously, you can see now there's the new feature, contextual spawning coming, the B1 Battle Droid appearances, and of course the Venator and Dreadnought maps playable in Heroes vs Villains, along with many other things. I am quite quiet apparently.
Oh, you are? Okay, I'll up you up.
Apparently so. It's going to be because I'm.
Yeah. You should be better now.
Before. We can hope so.
There we go.
We can
yeah.
hope.
And yeah, it's our first podcast.
It is. It's the very first one out of
Yes,
many.
I guess we'll go by the roadmap then. I
Yep.
guess. We have
Sounds
all
good.
the bullet
Yeah,
points
we can
and
talk about what's
etc.
coming tomorrow.
Yes. So tomorrow, we have what's coming tomorrow again?
We got the
So,
Venator and
ahead.
Dreadnought maps for HVV. Then we have some new Battle Droid appearances, and also command post spawning. I think that's it. And then
Yes,
of course some bug fixes.
Contextual
As well as
spawning.
Yeah, so contextual spawning, but also there's the health on kill cards becoming
Yes.
a passive ability for all heroes apart from Bosk, who is remaining obviously with. He's able to go up to 600 health anyway, and he's got his health on. He's got his health card obviously comes from Dioxis Grenade anyway, so he's absolutely fine keeping the same.
Yeah.
But everyone, including Yoda and Finn, will now have a passive health on kill card, which obviously has been replaced for the other star card with many other
Yoda's gonna
things.
Yes, we
That is gonna
are
be
getting.
insane.
Yep, we're also getting the new Venator and Dreadnought to Heroes vs Villains, and I think that's going to be interesting. They're
Yeah,
originally
I'm looking
not
forward to
made-
that.
They're not originally made for, other modes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as Capital Supremacy came out, I was kind of thinking these these maps would actually be really cool to have in HCV, and it's just like having those different interiors and having those official hero battles, hero on hero properly. Just going for that in these capital ships would just be a lot of fun, honestly.
I mean,
I
they're
agree.
awesome maps.
I think they absolutely work. I mean, how they were obviously designed before, they weren't going to be based for Heroes vs Villains, quite rightly so. But I think having it now where they've kind of probably changed around the interiors a little bit, just added a few more little things here and there maybe to help Heroes vs Villains work a little bit better as well. It'll be interesting to see how they actually look, because of course the interiors are also being okay. So yes, stuff. So yeah, of course, the capital ship interiors are actually being changed as well. So that's pretty cool as well. I think it's going to perhaps add a bit more cover, perhaps obviously changing objectives as well slightly. So yeah, a lot of interesting things with capital supremacy going on as well, which I think
I'm excited.
will be really interesting to just take a look at. Really, I mean,
Well,
how
it really-
it's changed from to tomorrow, really.
Yeah, I mean, it really reminds me of the old games where you actually, after you get in, you actually have to just destroy it with your weapons and stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I
absolutely.
really like about it. Instead of
yeah,
just
because
like what it was is just like Galactic Assault, where you just sit on an objective and capture it for a second. And that just gets boring, So like the
yeah,
fact that you
absolutely.
shoot at something or blow it up.
I'm
Yeah,
also
no,
interested in
absolutely.
where on the map it is, where we're situated.
Yeah, I feel like because I've got it here. Because isn't the okay? No, so once you've breached the enemy ship, you have 5 minutes to destroy it before the action returns. Yeah. So first we have to capture one of 2 command posts. So that is going to be sitting an objective essentially which that would be interesting, just to try and hold off that point whilst the defending team just come and just assault you from wherever they may come from.
Like that.
So yeah, I quite like that. And then obviously the next phase adds on another additional minutes for you guys to go and attack the other objectives. So I think the main points of interest for me is, I imagine it's just going to be the it says destroy the generators, so I imagine the objectives will be in a similar position. The interesting thing for me is kind of the amount of damage you have to put into the generators, but also the capture time to command post at the start, because they don't want to have it for too long, because otherwise it's just going to be impossible to capture. But they want it too short so that you can get in there within a minute or two, and then just go and bombard the rest of it. Unless you're a good attacking side, then sure. But you kind of want to have a bit of a tussle, tug of war sort of moment in that command post, I think.
I agree.
I just like how it's a lot like the first phase as well. Because my problem with the second phase, the way it is now, is it just felt too much like Galactic Assault, and it was just boring, Yeah, that's just me. It just felt boring.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Galactic Assault. For me, it's my favorite mode. But the thing is, though, it just needs more maps at the moment. That's what I really need. So when Fallujah comes out, and that's not going to be on GA, it's like, well, sure, okay, I'll go and play Capital Supremacy, but at the same time, with the way the mode is at the moment, it's kind of like I don't really find myself, gravitating towards the mode that much at all.
Like the objective itself.
Yeah, so I'm hoping these changes should change that. It should change a lot about the mode. Honestly, contextual spawning is going to be a great feature where we can just spawn on different parts of the map. As long as we've got the spawns. So I think that will just change it up, make the mode a little bit.
I agree
as well.
I think that the flow around Capital Supremacy is going to be much more, maybe faster, better towards, like, you go faster towards more objectives and such. And
yes,
obviously,
absolutely.
And I think it's going to flow much better, and we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, because I mean, this is how I like the way I kind of envision Capital Supremacy right now is, like, let's say you're the Republic on Geonosis, right, and you're starting there, and then you go and take capture point C, I think it is, like, straight away. Separatists take A, like, that's obviously not going to change, but then it's like the Separatists will go and get D, you'll go and get B, and then E is in the middle, I'm pretty sure. So it's always going to be that tussle. There's always going to be a tussle between that at the start. So I can't see that changing at all. But then it's kind of after the first 5 minutes where the tussle really begins between where you go and take capture points. Because if you go and take A, then obviously it's going to kind of mean as the Republic, you'll take A, then you're going to push up to D probably. So there's that. But if you die, that's kind of it. If you're like going on with 3 of your teammates and you all die, then you have to start back at spawn, and then the Separatists will go and take that back. So that's kind of the way I see it at the moment. But if you die on A and there's basically no one else, then you spawn in back at A, and then you can defend that objective and push on. So it really is going to change the flow of things, to be sure, especially late game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I think that the new droid appearances, they're coming next, right? Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, let me look at those.
Yeah.
Let's I'll pop them up on screen in a second here, and
awesome.
It should be fine in a second. I'm just gonna.
What's your guys' favorite?
Training.
My training. Really?
Training. Yeah, I love the training droid.
They look kind of cool. I mean, they're like a grayish, whitish. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm.
My favorites have to be that the blue ones, just because it's like the way they looked.
Yeah.
The pilots, how they looked in
pilots
2005.
do look cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pilots
I just like that color scheme.
Yeah, so have you actually seen the jungle appearance slightly change its color as well?
Yeah, it's got more green, I think.
Yeah, so in the original, with the original CT that came out last week, it was like a really dark green, which, it looked okay, but I feel like, is that what you've got now, or is that the other one?
I think that's the other one.
No, that's the newer one that came out today. Yeah, so that.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the old one right now. It's a little bit.
Yeah, if you look at the old one, you look at the new one, you can see that the new one is a lot brighter. So I feel like, firstly, visually that actually looks better anyway. It just looks nicer on the eye for me anyway. But then with kind of the gameplay perspective as well, it just kind of helps them stand out a little bit more as well. Because if you're on something like a Sheik, and it's in the bushes, then with the jungle camo like that dark, you're not
It's gonna be
going to
impossible
really.
to see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be difficult to see.
I
So
agree.
this definitely helps make them stand out as well. So from just like a perspective and just a visual perspective, I just think it makes it look a lot better, really. But yeah, for me, got to be training droids. Love them.
Yeah, they
I think
look
they're
very
great.
interesting. I forgot which one is which, but I really like the blue one.
The pilot. So
the
pilot.
pilot, yeah,
the-
pilot.
So pilot is blue. The jungle is obviously in the middle, and then training is left. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of the reason why I actually like the training droids the most is just kind of they've obviously come from the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah.
They were basically in like one episode, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like the fact that they're so rare to see in Star Wars, and it's like, damn, I never expected this at all. Like, I did a video ages ago, like 200 days ago, right, where I did I did this ages ago. It was like top 5 skins I see, and at no point did I ever like begin to think about the training droids. So seeing them was like a massive surprise. The pilot droids was something I wanted to see as well, which I'm really happy with. And of course, the fact that they've gone for 4 different appearances per kind of class of skin, you know, that's
they all look different.
awesome as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're very different to each.
Yeah.
Also, the
absolutely.
default ones. I don't have a picture of those, but the heavy, it looks awesome.
Yeah, the heavy change, of course. Yes, that looks really cool actually. Let me try and get I'll try and research a photo for you because I know it would be interesting to see.
And I think we should also talk about some of the star card changes.
Yes.
Because I can get that up actually on the screen when we're ready for it.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna send. So this is from Reddit, and it's gonna show all the heavy appearances for each of the upcoming skins, as well as the new default heavy. So, that one.
Okay.
So I mean, just seeing this as well, I just sent it on Discord.
Which Discord? That's the question.
Battlefront Central one, like the group that we've got.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I see.
So you'll get So you'll get a bit of a decent look between all of them, really. So if we look, if we just look at that heavy specifically, obviously we were just mentioning it. So the current default heavy is now going to be the standard Geonosis heavy for those who aren't aware. So the new heavy is basically just going to be like the standard default color, but it's got some black colorings every now and then. So you'll now be able to see it on screen. Obviously, it'll probably a bit delayed, but yeah, it looks pretty nice. And obviously, there's a look at the heavy for jungle, training, and pilot. The jungle will be a bit brighter as well, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, seeing that training again, like that whole orange torso, white arms,
unique.
White head, like it
is.
It's just so it's so different.
Different, yeah. And I didn't imagine to ever actually add droid skins. Like being serious.
Yeah, that surprised me. Not gonna lie.
I mean, it's a good addition, I think. It's
see, I always it is very different. I mean, I always thought that they would add droid skins, but it wasn't something I thought they were going to do for ages. Like I was half expecting them to just maybe do some more clone legions every now and again, to be honest. Which
right.
The clone legions we've got so far, I absolutely love them. There's still quite a few more clone legions they can do specifically, but then also different types of clones that they can do. Like we've obviously got the phase 1, phase 2 ARF troopers with the last clone skins. They can go and do that for other legions, perhaps, different armor types where they can essentially create the name of that legion close with Lucasfilm. So there's still so much they can do with clone customization, but it's nice to have a break from that and actually go and build onto the droid army with what we're getting now. Because I feel like, it's almost the same with the Stormtroopers and the Rebels. Obviously, the Rebels haven't really got that much customization, but it's the fact that the Rebels and Resistance have got some alien species. They look great. Really happy with those. There's a lot more they can do. But the fact that the Empire and understandably the First Order don't really have anything right now, but the Empire, there's a lot they can do with that, which we saw a fair amount in Battlefront 2015. So it's kind of like, yeah, so I'm hoping that once they've finished with the Clone Wars content, or like just take a break from the Clone Wars content within the next few months, they can work on set customization for various other factions as well, which would be awesome.
I agree. And I want more alien races, especially the ones
Yeah.
from the campaign, because in Massive
Mhm.
Castle in the campaign, right, you can see so many different and unique faces and different bodies. It's very unique, and I want
Yeah.
prune face.
I was literally just about to mention that. I saw the first time I saw that, I genuinely thought it was like a glitch or something. And then I killed one. I walked up to it. And I was like, "Wow, okay, this is like just looks like ET." To be honest, it was so weird. But
I agree.
I just think that would be like really cool for the Assault, because at the moment the Assault have got 2 appearances, whereas the other classes have got 3. So maybe like add Prune Face for that, and you know they can go and add the Mon Calamari for Officer or something. Like there is just a lot they can do still, or different humans and stuff like that, different clothing, because.
Right.
I mean, before the game even launched, we did see like at least 3 different appearances for the Rebel Specialist, but only like there's the default one, and that's it. But we did see one in Dennis showed them off before the launch, and there was like it was basically just in full kind of a fairly dark grey. I don't want to say robes, but it was basically like cloth just wrapped up, almost like a mummy sort of thing. But yeah, it was just like grey like that, and it's just really interesting to have a look at that actually. So I just think different clothing like that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, my main problem right now, with the appearances for the Rebels and all that, is class specific. I really think they need to just let that go. And I know the reason was they wanted people to tell, like, hey, if it's a Twi'lek, it's going to be a specialist. But honestly, that doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah.
It really ruins a lot of customization options to me.
I don't think anyone cares, to be honest.
No,
Like
they can make a lot more money that way too if they just decide to put all these other races and stuff, or aliens and stuff, into the other classes. And I haven't seen one person say that they like it the way it is. So.
And I think it's good that we have classes, right? Classes are good,
right?
But don't have class specific like skins.
You don't limit it even more. You
don't limit stuff, especially cosmetics.
Yeah. I feel like there's that, which I don't mind having these class specific customizations. It's not something I like, but it's something I don't really mind it.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother you.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. But if they added it to different classes, that would be great. But then another thing I want, and I feel like this would really deepen the customization a lot more, is the ability to change the gender of, so you have male and your female versions of each species, but not only that, but like change the color as well. So let's talk about the Twi'leks for a second. Obviously, at the moment we've just got a female blue Twi'lek, but if we had a male blue Twi'lek, then the way their head is, it will be different. I mean, you look at Shams and Dula and other male Twi'leks to others. And then the ability to change the color, so I could have like a green male or female, or like an orange male or female Twi'lek. You know, just having these different options, and maybe adding other facial like scars or something. Just having a more in-depth customization for your human and alien races, I just think would really deepen the customization and just have a lot more fun and kind of unique side.
They kind of do what they did with the clones and then droids, where like each class has like the 501st and stuff, but each class has a different kind of look to it, if that makes sense. Like the specialists have their little visor, and you know what I'm saying. They could do something like that.
So if they did something like that, like how, let's say it's just, again, we'll use the Twi'leks for example, would you have it so that each like class could have like a different color of the species, or would you kind of keep that as still something for every class, but like how would you differentiate between each one, perhaps, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I would probably do. I mean, honestly, with Twi'leks, you could easily do different colors. I mean,
for sure.
That's not an issue.
What I would be for is a class specific color for them. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Then that would also help knowing what class they are, if they want to keep that. For example,
yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Green, like Twi'lek would be, let's say, an assault. Blue would be special. I think that could be one way that they would do that.
I think that'd be pretty good as well. And obviously, that would help at kind of like maybe slightly longer range, but then as well, just having the different clothing as well, you'll kind of notice it. But I feel like having more different clothing options as well, that is something that for me is going to be really important as well. I mean, completely different game, but you look at Battlefield and they have so many different looking outfits and appearances and stuff like that. So if they could do something like that, but just maybe add or take away a few different features for them or whatever, just make a more in-depth customization for just these things specifically. I just think that'd be really cool.
Should we move on to next month?
Yeah, we got kind of sidetracked.
Yeah,
that's okay.
But hey, it's a good topic. It's a good topic.
So let's talk about the thing that everyone has been talking about for the past month or so, and that's the Republic Commandos or Clone Commandos. Sorry, those things are I can't wait.
Beautiful. I can't believe they are very, very cool. And
I'm surprised how in depth they made them. Like they have the vibro blade, they have the grenade launcher, they have that cool kind of thing that launches you back. I forgot what it's called, but they just made them so in depth, and you can really tell that they've been taking a while. Their DC-17M is exactly how it was in the old game back in 2005. I do really hope we get more skins for them because I feel like plain white, it looks good, but there's a lot more they could do with it, you know?
So, I mean, I've never played the Republic Commander game. I've got it. I've started it, but I haven't really gotten too far into it. But in terms of customization, see for it.
Gregor.
Because, so yeah, are you talking like if we're to character specific people?
I think Delta's like, I'm not sure actually.
Because that's the thing, like, I've always felt this way. I don't want to see character specific customization on things like reinforcements or troops. A bit of a no-go because I don't want to have the potential to see, 2 or 3 Greg or a boss just running around, because for me, like, I get that it's law breaking anyway, and that it doesn't make much sense about having Rey fighting on Camino. I get that, but but it's not like you're having 2 people running around as Rey, is it? You're just having you're still having only one character running around at the same time in terms of the way they look. So
those characters aren't even like Boss and Fixer and stuff from the Republic Commando game. Those aren't even canon. So I mean, they could theoretically say this is just inspired skins, inspired by other things. I don't know, to make it so it's like it's not that character. They just decided to paint their helmets that way,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they are in the Clone Wars briefly.
Yeah.
The commandos are, but the actual
like the people,
the heroes from the Battlefront or Republic Commando game,
exactly.
Specifically.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Like they're not canon itself.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is though, they were never named. Like Delta Squad is, but you never got the specific names. But I mean, just based on the way they look, I'm kind of straight away thinking,
you have the members
that's Boss,
of them.
That's Fixer,
you have
stuff like that.
You have the members of them, which is Boss, Fixer, Scorch, and Sev.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Those are the ones that we know of.
Yeah.
Those are canon?
They are.
Yeah, those canon. Yeah, they appear in the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show.
Yes.
I thought it was just Gregor.
No, so there is Gregor, but
he's kind of lost, to be honest.
When so when Savage Press is first coming out as like an apprentice with his first mission, he goes and takes down this Jedi and his clone battalion, and then the Republic actually send in Delta Squad to have a look at it, and they report into Mace Windu. So yeah, you do actually see them. I mean, I can send a photo now if.
Yeah, they have very interesting, what should I say, colors on them.
Oh yeah, they're really cool.
They're unique.
In my opinion.
Yeah, very, very cool. I think I'm excited to see how the grenade launcher looks in game. Cause it's not like a normal one; it just shoots out and stops. Basically, it has like a little rocket on the at the back. Like it actually, there's no drop off, just a little bit.
Right, it's got some power to it, which I really like. It's
exactly.
not like the other launchers we have in the game right now.
Though it does take a bit to reload, but it's so powerful.
Yeah, that was my one thing. Is I think the animations for them switching from their normal gun to a grenade launcher and then switching the actual grenades out could be sped up a little bit because you know how vulnerable you get when you're stuck in those animations. You can't do anything.
Like you can't have them too slow or too fast.
Right, you don't want them to be OP.
Yeah, exactly.
Their vibro blades also do like 25 damage each, which I think they're gonna up that because that's just pointless if they do 25. But I think they should up it to like I think I saw someone's video. I think it was Azatrue, and he said it was like 25 hit points or something like that. I could be wrong, but I know it was super low because it takes like 6 hits to kill a trooper.
Jeez,
at least I think it's probably a lot more than that. So yeah, it's really low.
I think it's gonna be good. Good to see them in the game. More sandbox.
Absolutely.
Overall cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. But let's talk about the next huge thing that's coming, which surprisingly I haven't seen many people talk about that. Yeah, Felucia. That's coming in.
Felucia, by the way.
4 weeks.
Is it Felucia? Roughly. It's Felucia, by the way. Yeah, Felucia.
I've always said Felucia. Yeah. Oh well.
So yeah, Felucia. What I've been told is that it's gonna be different to any other CS map. There's gonna be a lot of routes. That's about it. What I've been told. But apparently, it's one of the best maps they've made.
Yeah, they said it's one of the best looking.
Ben did say it was the best looking. Yeah, I mean to be fair, I feel like
it's kind of hard not to make the.
Yeah, I mean
you got all these different plants and colors and all this different stuff you can put into it.
It's just a completely unique and different environment to anything we've seen so far in the game. Also, Palpatine's in the group chat I've sent the clone commandos with their Clone Wars art style.
Well, let me see that.
There's also potential for Easter eggs
cool.
with the Sarlacc and the Rancor pit, as they
said.
Yeah,
no, absolutely, yeah, because they did say that in
exactly.
It was in the was it in the CT? I think it was.
It was in the community transcript. Yes. I think that it's gonna be more maybe like just a sound, like you can hear it.
I thought like if you can hear it or see it in like a far distance or something, that would be interesting. For like in terms of a maybe. That would be pretty cool. Just like part of their living world system within the game.
I think that's gonna. I think Felucia's gonna be very good to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The only problem I have is just with it not being GA at the moment. Like I can understand.
They said they're looking into it, aren't they? I think so.
Well, at the same time, I'm kind of. If it was GA, it would be a very linear map. Because every GA map is a straight line forward, which is my problem with Galactic Assault. And why I find myself playing CS a lot more is just because of that aspect. That's why I really like the old games. It was a lot more open. There was a lot more freedom to do. You can kind of go wherever you want. Yeah. But that's why I really like CS. It's because it's just open.
Galactic Assault, I feel like it has a story to each map.
But that only gets
of course it does.
Yeah.
And that gets stale over time.
Really fast,
exactly.
Though.
Yeah.
Right.
And CS has more possibilities of just you have more freedom to do and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like CS, obviously, you get a bit more freedom with that whole like non-linear aspect to it. But it's just the fact that for me, this never happens with any other game, but I tend to get quite bored or just tired of playing the same objective over and over and over again with Capital Supremacy. That's my issue with it, and the fact that it's not on too many maps right now, and especially considering the vast majority of the maps. The fact that the vast majority of the maps are just the maps we've already been playing for nearly 2 years. Again, that's my issue with it. So it's like with GA, obviously, they're exactly the same maps. Since launch, we've only had 2 more additions to it.
Yeah.
The fact that it's telling a story, they're on completely different maps, different objectives, all these things like that kind of draws me into it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like that's kind of why I get replayability with it. Whereas Capital Supremacy is like, I get the fact that you're gonna if you build a map, you kind of want to perhaps use that other modes like Heroes vs Villains, Blast, all that stuff. That's absolutely fine. I get that, but with large scale modes like Galactic Assault and Capital Supremacy, I want to see I'd love to see the same planets and perhaps similar locations. Obviously, the pipeline station is only a short distance away from play the GA map, but I want to see the same planet in both modes, but I want to see just different maps for it so that you play in 2 different locations. That for me would draw Capital Supremacy into a more enjoyable mode for myself.
Yeah. And now, what do you actually want out of Fallujah? Like, what do you want in it, out of it? Like, I think that's a good question.
Could you elaborate on that? Like, what sort of...
Let's say, gameplay-wise. Layout, etc.
I can't... Like that. Yeah, I'd like to see some actual settlements, because obviously it does mention about like you're near a farmstead. So I think actually the ability to kind of explore farmstead or go in, actually like maybe go into a building or something and have like an open window that's there. I just feel like having something like that would be awesome. And just have, perhaps even as we look at the concept art for it now, you could maybe just run those hilltops and shoot down. Like
some nice sniper locations.
Yeah, you could do that in the original as well. You could run up that massive I
remember doing that a while back.
Yeah, you can just you can shoot down on people. So I feel like something like
I think more
and that farmstead would add quite a bit to it.
Just more places to look down from, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Just overall more. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good map though. Especially
I'm very keen for it. Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's definitely going to be one of the best looking maps for sure. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, with all the plant life and the different colors, it's all right. Like it's going to look amazing. But I feel like having those, kind of like plasma wire fence sort of things, the different, the buildings, with the farmstead, I feel like having that in terms of an architectural side of things is just going to provide a bit more of a unique look to things. So it's going to look very different, and I just think that's exactly the sort of things we need. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's exactly what we need, because in a lot of places it's just like you get the same colors, or I mean, you look at Naboo's is gorgeous. You've got that kind of urban style, but you've got that plant life that just adds all those different colors, the the greens, the blues, the kind of stone-looking colours. For me, that's like a very vibrant place to be, and I really enjoy that. But then you look at Camino, where inside is basically just white and maybe a bit of black here and there.
Mostly outside, white and greys.
Yeah, outside is just like a dark grey. It's raining. I mean, I love Camino, but it's just in terms of the colours and stuff like that, it's just maps. In terms of the colours, it's just all very similar. Geonosis as well is the worst thing for it, It's just all the same colours, and it's just like
it really depends on the planet that you want to add, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like some stuff will just look bland just because it is like that in canon.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I don't have an issue with that. As if we see a new planet come into the game, then I am more than happy.
All for it.
I think that would be great, but it's kind of how long will I want to stay on that planet for? It's like Geonosis, Galactic Assault, it's decent. I mean, Capital Supremacy, I like it a lot.
I just think that Fallujah will be very distracting to look at, in terms of you want to look at it, but you can't look at it. There's just so much color, so much plant, so much everything in your face, and I think that it's gonna be hard to get bored of, to be honest. We'll have to see though.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
very excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good map. Very good.
I think that's gonna be good. Let's move on to should we go on to PvE? No, the co-op mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited for that. That surprised me. I wasn't expecting something like that.
I was expecting more just single player instant action stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of expecting instant action, but I wasn't necessarily expecting it just to be the OG Conquest, essentially.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Well, it basically is. which
It is
I'm
exactly
pretty happy.
that.
Oh,
I'm
100%.
really happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of instant
And,
action, it starts off with just all the Clone Wars maps, which will be in the game at the time. So obviously that includes
Yep.
Volusia. So, you know, that'll be good for a certain amount of time. You know, I'll enjoy that. Same
maybe
with
a
PvP,
few weeks.
PvE mode, but
It's gonna,
they need to add things
Mm-hmm.
quickly, and I'll move on to those in a bit. Whilst you know,
I
in a
think it's gonna
second
be
after
good
you've got
for
your thoughts up.
I think it's gonna be good for the solo players though, since they've been
Mhm.
playing with just arcade since launch. I think this is gonna be a very different experience to that.
Mhm.
For example, the
Yeah, for
Battlefront
sure.
2005, right? There isn't really much to it, you know, like the
Mhm.
offline. Like it's still very much fun to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like part of the reason for that, though, as well, is just the fact that you have these different modes as well, which is one of the things
Mhm.
to add to instant action. So obviously, at the moment, it's just the classic conquest is being added to it.
I think that's good.
But then, if they have something, obviously, first add the original trilogy and sequel trilogy map. For me, that is essential.
Mhm.
But then after they've done that, you know, you can kind of look and think, okay, how are we going to make this a bit more enjoyable for players instead of it just being the same mode over and over again? Why not have different modes? So it's kind of like you look at the classic Battlefront 2 game and it's got like capture the flag or hero capture the flag, TDM sort of stuff. You know, you could add something like that maybe. I just think that would be a lot of fun.
I think it's capture the flag is pretty much conquest, but in a different way though.
Yeah, it's really similar. So I'm
Yeah.
really hoping to add the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy as soon as possible, because I think
Yeah,
for sure.
having
the
Clone
more
Wars, we've been
content,
playing
the
Clone
better.
Wars so much. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
yes, we got that new mode, which we're all excited about, but it's just Clone Wars. As much as I love it, it gets old after a while. I feel like after playing all these maps, we're gonna get instant action to play the same maps on it. You know, it's just with AI this time, which is fun, but I really think it's essential that they add these other eras as soon as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
They
I feel like
mentioned that they
that's the
wanted to
main
do it,
focus.
which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely said they wanted to start focusing on other eras after September, which is, of course, we're going to get Rise of Skywalker stuff.
Yeah. And I'm so excited for that, but yeah. I think we need co-op. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be unique, different.
Yeah, the thing with co-op that I am a bit skeptical about is, are the objectives going to be different on each map? If they are, great. If they're not different, then that's going to be very limiting in terms of how people are going to play that mode.
Yeah.
Because like, if they're the same objectives, it's going to be like, okay, great. You know, I'll probably want to play it, you know, once or twice on each map, and then after that, it might just can't be asked. Unless it's kind of like my friends come on and they're like, oh yeah, hey, let's go and do this, and it's like, oh sure, yeah, why not? You know, you'll have a lot of. I think, you know, with the co-op mode, you will have a lot of fun with your friends, and that's kind of what it's there for, and that's great. But I feel like just adding the sort of replayability to it, you need different objectives. So it's like Camino is the only one we saw, I think, from the Game Changers. So it's just basically, I think, capture or defend 4 coasts, and then if you do that, then you might have to do something else in terms of more.
I think it's like
I don't know,
ticket system where
so
it's
the more
like that.
points you have, the more capture points you have, the faster tickets will go up. I think, and it's up to 100. Maybe it makes sense. I think, and then whoever reaches like 100 wins, basically.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see how it fully for me to like properly assess it a bit more. But if the objectives are basically just the same, though, then I think that's not enjoyable, particularly long. It's just going to be like instant action only. It's just going to be like, you know, for me personally, it'll just be like, I'll play instant action, you know, every now and again. You know, it'll be fun, but probably won't play it that much. And then PvE mode, you know, I'll play it a few times, but then after that, I won't really play it because it's not really providing me with that many different opportunities in terms of different gameplay. Sure, the maps are good. Like, the maps could provide you with different gameplay situations in terms of how you tackle the same objective, but it's whether we get different scenarios within these maps as well. So it's just that's the main thing for me that's going to keep me hooked onto it.
Yeah, I hope for the co-op mode there's a way, because like right now I was watching some videos and there's a lot of AI, not just enemy but friendly AI. I hope we can turn that off because I feel like it'd be super fun getting 3 of your friends and of course you, and then all of you guys playing as like the Republic Commandos. I feel like that'd be so cool, you know, just having that experience
like
and no other clones around you.
Yeah, that would be pretty
That's
awesome.
what I thought it was going to be like. It's just you guys, but no, there's friendly AI as well, which is fine. But I hope there's an option to turn that off.
Yeah.
Is there many friendly AI, or is it just?
I think there's a.
It's like as many as the enemy.
I think it's up. I think it's up to maximum 64, right? I think so.
I don't know. I haven't heard the numbers yet. I don't know about the numbers.
I think 64 on altogether.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I feel like because like if you all play as reinforcements or even heroes in that case, you don't need other AI to help you out. I feel like it makes it more fun that way.
More challenging, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bit more of a challenge considering you'd have, I guess, let's say 32 AI just all going for, they're going to be defending the objective or going for you. And that way, as a player as well, if you're reinforcements, it's going to be a bit more difficult, but you can just try and actually think, you can hold a position with your hands and go, okay, how are we going to tackle this?
Yeah, I think it'd take a lot more skill and make it more feel like an actual co-op mode, where it's just you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
if you like yeah, I think if that's not in the start, then at the launch of it, then if that's not in at launch where you can turn AI off, then add that feature. Probably, I imagine they'd probably be able to add that feature in not, fairly soon, I'd say. Just the ability
it shouldn't
to turn
be too
off
hard.
AI.
Yeah, no, right. It shouldn't be too hard of a feature to implement. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd like an option to have it at least on or off.
Yeah, no, for sure. That would be ideal because it's just like if you want a bit more of a challenge with your friends, go for that. If not, that's fine. But I just think having that opportunity to just play it on your own would be a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. I think it's gonna.
Well, do you guys?
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about after September? We've got reinforcements and appearances for reinforcements, and then the Rise of Skywalker content. So we got a bunch of stuff coming up.
Lots of things.
Your parents' special event, Rise of Skywalker, and I think it's going to be good.
I'm very keen for that special event. I want to know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because we got told special event back, like, whenever Grievous was going to be released, and everyone's speculating what's going to be. Ended up being just, like, a nighttime only mode, so I don't think it's going to be something crazy. I mean, it'll be fun, but I don't expect it to be, like, it's probably going to be, like, triple XP for Rise of Skywalker, or something like that. I don't know.
Actually, no. Triple XPs are so, I wouldn't say they're more common these days now.
Because we do double XP every Wednesday.
I think it could be a Luke skin.
Well, we're already getting that, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting the Luke skin in September as well.
Yeah, September we're doing the Luke
skin. My bad then.
Unless that is the special event.
I think it could be. I think it's going to be like a community event thing.
It might be. To be fair, it might be that. And to be fair, that's not mentioned anywhere else. But it's the fact that it doesn't specify that it's in September. So,
yeah, no, because it's actually after. Because September it actually shows everything in depth, but this it's like October on.
Yeah, that's like what I'm thinking because the appearance. Yeah, so during September we're releasing a community challenge like appearance. More details will follow the challenge.
Yeah.
So enjoy this one. So my guess, honestly, is that it's going to be in September, and this could hopefully be a different special event, considering that says October to December. So
yeah, so it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
No, I think it could. I mean, the fact that it's the Falcon. I mean, to be honest, this is just like really pushing at speculation.
Yeah, for all we know, it could just be placeholder image, just there for being an image.
It is.
Yeah, it could very much.
I think it is. I really do think it is. Also, the new reinforcements. What do you think? I really want Sith troopers. Okay.
They're gonna be the Sith troopers.
I think
no doubt about it.
There? What else is there? I mean,
well, here's the thing. It's October to December, so my kind of
it could be
guess is that October onwards they're going to be focusing on original trilogy and sequel trilogy stuff. So I think sequel trilogy mainly in December, but reinforcements wise, we could possibly see infiltrator class for the OT maybe. So it could be like, I know I've always this, but it would be amazing to see an infiltrator class being and Shadow Troopers, where they both kind of have the ability to turn invisible for a short amount of time, but they can't. But I feel like as a kind of balance thing, then don't allow them to shoot. Yeah,
we've gotten a lot of prequel reinforcements. I don't think it's gonna be prequel, but if it is, I would love to see Magna Guards.
Oh, Magna Guards with Jedi Temple Guards.
Yes.
I don't care if they're not on Coruscant. That would be the coolest thing ever.
It would be
I want those more than Republic Commandos.
Same. I want Magna Guards more. Like,
The thing is, though, what's really awesome about that, though, as well, is if they add the Magna Guards and Jedi Temple Guards, that adds a new class to the reinforcements. But then you look at the original trilogy era and you think, okay, wait, hang on. We could easily go and add, what they call Jedi Fallen Order, Purge Troopers.
Purge Troopers.
Yeah,
I think that could be some. It could be a good little.
Because they use the same staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The same design.
But
I think
Ben Walk did say that they want to keep those two games completely separate. But then again, he also said Jordan Cousin were coming, and
exactly. The thing is, I think it would be good collaboration between the games. Like Fortnite does it with
absolutely.
Avenger, like Borderlands, all of that. I think it could be good promotion for both games.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I absolutely think it could be. Respawn can kind of have a think like, oh, hey, here's our game. But, Battlefront 2, you can go and play as Cal in Battlefront 2 or something like that, or the second sister, which would be great, or Purge Troopers, whatever. Like, there will be a lot of content that they could do with that. And, Kenny, the DICE dev.
Yeah, Kenny.
He said
it's the
in a reply
game,
yesterday.
Basically. I was actually just about to talk about that. The game has turned into the Star Wars wishlist game. When something new comes, we want it in Battlefront. Something old, still there. Want it, new, want it. It's the wishlist game.
That is literally how I see it, though. It's like, if I see something in Star Wars that's like brand new, it's like, oh my god, I'd love to see that in Battlefront 2.
For sure.
And the reason behind that for me is just because I really want to be able to play as that skin or that person, in the game, which would be awesome. But this is definitely really pushing it. But it was just nice to see this. But he basically said with all of the Jedi Fallen Rise of Skywalker stuff, we need an army of artists, animators, and designers to get everything we like. But it's the fact that he mentioned Fallen Order in the first place, kind of like,
yeah, that's interesting.
I that kind of intrigued me a little bit. Like, yeah, I don't he could have completely just ignored.
It could be just a red herring.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be absolutely nothing, and I'm not expecting something. But it's just the fact that what if it is something? It's always that kind of speculative mind in the back of my head that's going on that. But I mean, he's right though. Absolutely right. With Fallen Order and just there's so much they can do with it. With the Empire, there is going to be the Purge Troop. There's going to be those new Flame Troopers now as well.
Yeah.
The Second Sister and Cal as heroes and villains. And God knows what else as appearances. There is genuine you can bring just from that game itself, and obviously the Rise of Skywalker, which I think the potential there is huge, and obviously the collaboration between games.
Dennis, and I'm actually going to be talking about this in my next video. Dennis actually tweeted. No, he didn't tweet. He said in an interview that this is going to be possibly the biggest update yet. Yet the next update that we're getting in September is a new map, a new reinforcement, 2 new modes, and probably even some more things. So the fact that it's going to be even bigger than that surprises me. Because we're getting a new map, new reinforcements, definitely new skins. We're going to get Rey and Kylo. So there's going to be a lot.
Exactly. He also mentioned that they've been on the sequel, the Rise of Skywalker, for a very long time now. In that interview, and I think that's quite interesting. That they've actually been on that, the train, basically, for a long time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's exciting stuff. I mean, already from the trailers, we've kind of already seen one or two potential skins for Kylo. Definitely
Yeah.
one for Rey.
Oh yeah.
One for Finn. Like absolutely, like the way he looks in Episode 9 is so different to
He
how
looks
he
really
looks in
cool.
Episode 8. So
Very cool.
yeah, he looks really different. Like really cool. I think if I'd happily pay 40,000 credits for that skin. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they went and added, even if they went and added like Poe and General Hux as heroes or something like that, then already straight away, because of the other 3 films, there's a lot of potential that you can do with Poe, having him in his jacket, pilot, and that stuff.
And he expressed interest. Who's Poe Dameron actor again? I forgot his name.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac was actually he had interest in wanting to be in the game.
Yeah, he actually posted
really?
about
that's
it.
so
He
cool.
really wants to, but that's just him and John being.
Yeah, of course, but like that could be a good opportunity for them.
But that just shows, hey, he'd come into the office to record some audio lines for that and stuff. So I think Poe does have a good chance. I don't think Hux does at all. I think there's going to be a new character in the Rise of Skywalker that they're going to add.
Well, we know Matt Smith. He is in the Rise of Skywalker. He did Doctor Who basically and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who Palpatine's going to possess.
Like he looks a lot like Palpatine to me.
He looks like a brother to Palpatine, someone related to him. Someone
related young. It doesn't have to be anything like that, but I think that he'll 100% have a dark character. He's been playing so much good stuff lately that, and
wasn't it said somewhere that he was a Knight of Ren anyway?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he was.
Somewhere it said that or it was just like could. But yeah, I'm pretty sure somewhere it actually said that like Matt Smith. Oh, I know the person I saw it from. Let me just try and find it. It's going to take me a while, but
yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, just say why he could be, but there's nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why he couldn't be what's it called? Knight of Ren. I just feel like it would be awesome if perhaps he was. And like one of the main Knight of Ren as well. Right, let's backtrack.
Well, I think what we know that he is a key role. I think that's the only thing publicized. I think.
Yeah, definitely. This is gonna take a while.
Guys, I gotta get going in about 5 minutes or so. But you guys keep the stream going if you want. I just got work and stuff.
Rise of Skywalker stuff then. Like
absolutely.
Over that, what type of content do you think that would be there?
Oh, I found it.
I personally think we should get some SFA stuff. I genuinely think that's a good mode.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance because I feel like there's gonna be a huge starfighter battle at the very end. I don't know. From the trailers and stuff we got.
Yeah, considering we saw Starfighter Assault in The Last Jedi sort of thing, and I feel like, Lucasfilm, obviously they work with Lucasfilm a lot anyway, but I feel like they're going to kind of be wanting to just add a little bit more on there, because obviously Criterion moved on.
They're on own secret project right now.
Yeah, so, but is that secret project is in like a new game, or could it potentially be more stuff about?
It's a new game.
All right, no, because it just would have been nice if it would have been cool to see Criterion jump back on Starfighter, so even just for a little bit, just to add a new map or even ship cosmetics as well would be cool. I did find that whole Matt Smith thing though. I can't remember. I don't know if he. So yeah, I don't know where he got this from, but it says the Knights of Ren have names which include Smith. So it said Kylo Ren, Kane Ren (brackets Matt Smith), Harry Ren, Mika Ren, Shiro Ren, Zara Ren, and Kato Ren. So it says it's the next to Kane Ren. It does say Matt's name, so it's possible. I can't remember where he got this from.
I don't think so. He's not a side character, dude. He doesn't play side characters.
No, I know. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, obviously,
he likes Star Wars, of course, but like, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, it's just like, I know, like, the Knights of Ren are going to be kind of one of those guys who, at the moment, they are just very much in the background. But that's not to say that they're not going to be, like, that's not to say they won't be, you know, a big pivotal role perhaps in episode 9. You know, like, you know, some of the Knights of Ren might be a bit quieter, but you know, he could very well be a big character in the film. You know, it could be the fact that perhaps, you know, like Palps said, that, you know, he possesses him as the Knight of Ren or something. It'll be interesting because in an article on StarWars.com, it did say about how Kylo Ren did cut down a Knight of Ren in the trailer, but then that got taken away pretty quickly and just edited out. So it's like, it, you know, there is potential perhaps that the Knights of Ren could essentially revolt against Kylo, and that's why we see him cut down in a trailer maybe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I had a little theory where he became, I would say, obsessed about destroying, for example, Rey or the Resistance, that he went out of his way to actually hurt people and such, and just be overall evil with no morals, no nothing, no, like, you know, such like that.
Yeah,
I think that sounds, I don't know, plausible-ish maybe.
perhaps. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the film, I suppose. But yeah, it's interesting to think about. It's interesting. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Rise of Skywalker content, I definitely like to see you know, Sith troopers and perhaps an accompanying Resistance squad as well. You know, reinforcements to that. Ton of customization, Starfighter assault content, a GA map. Perhaps the start of another large scale mode. You know, Capital Supremacy type thing. The sequel trilogy, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. There's quite a lot they can do with this, and the fact that they said it's the biggest one, and they've said they said it's the thing is that they said it's the biggest update to date, right? Or it will be.
Update, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, if they add what they've said so far is a new large scale map and some reinforcements, and having just, you know, 1 or 2 new reinforcements perhaps and a large scale map, that obviously doesn't scream biggest update so far. Obviously, there's going to be other things that they haven't mentioned that they will add, obviously.
I do think that they mean, in terms of amount of content, I think it's going to be the largest, what they mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I feel like they will definitely add a lot. Yeah, no, definitely. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. But obviously, what they've mentioned so far isn't just, you know, isn't obviously going to be all of it. It's just what they can say right now, really. So I think Sith troopers, definitely. I think skins for some of the heroes we've got in the game already. Perhaps 2 new heroes as well. We'll see. There is definitely a lot they could add.
Let's go over to Starfighter stuff. There isn't too much to talk about since we haven't really seen much, but I think that there's potential there, especially
absolutely,
with the back, or at least having, maybe fighting around a Star Destroyer with the background, like the background being the back end, all the like all these destroyers. I think that could be very interesting to see. And
I mean, in the first Rise of Skywalker trailer, we did see like an A-wing crashing past a Star Destroyer, and that Star Destroyer did have like the red markings on it, which obviously we see in the footage from yesterday. So I'm kind of thinking that what it might do is, you know, we could definitely see a Star Destroyer there, perhaps. As, like, I'm hoping, honestly, with the Rise of Skywalker, is we see a big ass space battle against the First Order and Resistance. But also, I'd love to see some proper ground combat, because that's something we haven't with the Resistance so far. We've seen the we've seen the Stormtroopers on the ground and all that. We haven't really seen Resistance fighters like getting down and dirty.
I feel like there's a little tradition with Star Wars where always in the last third movie, there's always a big presence of Starfighter stuff. You have the Battle of I forgot the planet. Coruscant, yeah. And then you have the Death Star battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there has to be something here, I think.
Yeah,
we'll
no,
have to
I
see.
totally agree. Because I mean, so far it's like, we got in the Force Awakens, we got the X-wings and TIE fighters fighting above Star Base, but that wasn't particularly big. That was just a bit more of a subplot to the main plot in the story. But I'm hoping this, there'll be a big starfighter battle that will have a bit more pivotal.
I agree.
We shall see.
And we've passed 1 hour now, by the way.
Oh, very nice. It's been a good hour.
It's been a good hour.
It does talk about the reinforcement appearances in the as well. That's definitely something that I think if reinforcement appearances to me definitely screams a lot of prequel trilogy content that we've already got as well. Because I mean, if you look at the ARC troopers and the jet trooper we have, the clones, then they could easily kind of add Legion to that.
Yeah.
Mainly the jet trooper, but I feel like the ARC trooper has kind of got that same sort of color, that maroon sort of color as the jet trooper. So they could I think they could absolutely do that with different legions. Have the 5 with their blue, orange for the 212, yellow for the 327. It's just having those different things, different patterns. I think that would. Another thing as well, actually, is that the jet trooper in the game at the moment is a design from an action figure that I think it got released. I can't remember though.
Yes,
but initially it was blue. It was blue initially, not this kind of maroon color. So I think that is even if they kept the same, but changed the colors, I think that would be pretty nice to see, just to kind of show that actually this is actually what a jet trooper looks like across the board, but having the colors will show off the Legion better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mind you, I feel like with the aesthetics of the Wolfpack, for example, you kind of maybe have the Wolfpack logo somewhere on the helmet, just slap it on in boom. That would be pretty cool.
Yep, yeah. And I think it's going to be it's good months ahead for Battlefront.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there is absolutely just, in the next, tomorrow and next month, if you combine the two, there's a lot coming anyway. Which, a lot to look forward to, absolutely. October to December, there is going to be quite a lot of content there. I think a lot of exciting stuff. And with the Rise of Skywalker being the biggest update they've done so far. And they've said that several times before as well, saying it's the biggest update we've done. So I feel like, we're in for a real treat. And we'll see. I'm very keen to do in October and November especially as well, which we'll find out a bit more about later next month, I imagine, and early October. So very keen for Battlefront. Lots of exciting stuff. Tomorrow is going to be
and I'll be live on this channel then, actually.
Awesome. I will be so what I'm going to do is tomorrow morning, so literally in about 12 hours from now at 8:30 in the morning for me, I will go live on my channel just to stream the game for updates. Then I'll let the game update, of course, whilst still on stream, so I can have a chat with people. But then just play the game for an update for a while. So depending on how long, if there are still people here and they kind of want to watch a bit more or talk a bit more, just send them over or something if you want.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm very keen for tomorrow.
I think
keen.
we're
this droid customization.
I think we're nearing the end of the podcast now, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've pretty much covered everything.
We covered everything we wanted to cover. It's been a good, and more. Yeah, it's been a good first podcast, and I think it's gonna be good to do this, and we'll continue updating them over time, getting better quality, and obviously all of that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there now, and bye bye, stream.
Well, take care, guys. May the force be with you.